It's week 3, day 18 of my full-time spinal rehabilitation. Quick status update. I'm feeling very depleted. Almost couldn't finish my workout today at a couple different points, so that was rough. I met with my personal trainer for the second time, and that went well. I had to go into a lot of detail about my specific injury and some of the symptoms that I have. That was difficult to go through. I thought he kind of understood my situation, but he didn't understand it as well as I thought. So I had to spend some time with him going into some details. Some good news on the insurance front. My approval for ketamine treatments is moving forward again. They required a specific form that wasn't provided, and so we've provided that form, and I'm hoping that's all that the problem was. We'll see. And I sat in the cold tub for 25 minutes today. That's a personal best. So kudos to me. For the tip today, you need protein. So apparently I'm protein deficient. It's delaying my recovery. My muscle soreness is lasting too long. And it boils down to a basic formula. For every kilogram of weight, body weight, you need about a gram of protein a day if you're working out as much as I am. I'm working out for a couple hours a day. So I'm not getting enough protein, and that's probably delaying recovery with my muscles. It's delaying muscle formation and probably hindering my ability to change the composition of my body. So going forward, I'm going to start using some protein bars, vegan protein bars, possibly some vegan protein powders to supplement. This is something I wasn't really aware of, and my personal trainer brought it to my attention. So in the spirit of adapting and continuously improving, this is something I'm going to add going forward. For the topic today, I don't really have a topic. I just want to go through my day and kind of give you a feel for what it was like. So I feel like I'm out of the honeymoon phase with my rehabilitation. There's nothing new and exciting coming along. Now it's just time to hunker down and do the work. And there's a sort of drudgery to it. And today felt kind of like drudgery, and it was hard to get through. I felt depleted. The first time I noticed I was really depleted is after I swam. I just felt like the bottom was pulled out from under me. I didn't have anything left. And then I went on to work with my personal trainer. And then even after I got done with him, I felt even more depleted and decided to stop at that point. I usually go to the dry sauna. Instead, I took a detour over to the Protein Foundry, which is the place where they make shakes and have some food. And I got a protein shake with some fruit in it, and that did help buoy me up a bit. Then I went back and I completed the dry sauna. I wasn't planning on going back, but I'm like, no, I need to do this. Every day I've got the same routine. Let's do it all. I went back, I stretched, and stayed in there for about 20 minutes. I worked up a good sweat, and then I felt good because I'd done what I said I would do, and then I went on to the recovery center. So going back a little bit to the interaction I had with my personal trainer, he didn't fully understand my situation, so I had to go and explain to him I have a couple of problems. One is the slow buildup effect and also what I call shutdowns. So the slow buildup effect is I have no problems starting workout routines. In fact, the last 2 weeks, I kind of expected to be like the last 2 weeks were. It's week 3 and 4 and maybe into the next month when I'm going to start hitting roadblocks that are going to cause me problem. And I attribute this to a sort of slow accumulation of damage or injury to the area over time as I'm working out. And eventually it just gets to be so much that I feel like I need to stop. So at some point, I'm going to hit something like that. I'm not looking forward to it. The other effect that I have that's strange, and no one's been able to explain this to me, not neurologists, not anyone, is that I feel sick sometimes, and it's completely attributable to my back. And it's not because I'm in so much pain that I can't stand up or move. That's what most people experience. I just feel ill, like I have the flu, and feel like I need to sleep for a couple days. And because I don't have any data to support this. Like, oh, I have data, I've tracked it, but I can't prove why it's happening, how it's happening, but it's happened so much that I know what it is. I've experienced it enough to recognize the symptoms. I know it's real. I know my mind is not making it up, but it's one of those areas where I can't go, hey, look, here's an MRI and I can show you exactly why that's happening. And so every time I talk to somebody about it, it just brings up this feeling of vulnerability because they kind of just have to take my word for it. And so far, most people have, and I'm grateful for that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, you can't prove it. What if they don't believe you? What if they just think you're nuts? So I had to go through that, and that left me feeling kind of vulnerable. That same feeling kind of stayed until I got to the recovery center. And Then, I did a couple of recovery routines there. That helped bring some of the pain down. And then I got in the cold tub and I started to cry. I wasn't doing it out loud, but tears started going down my face. I was just feeling overwhelmed. And it wasn't because the water was cold. That's probably why you think I was crying. It had nothing to do with the water. I just felt overwhelmed. And so I started to cry in the tub. And nobody could see me because I was around a corner away from everyone. So I didn't necessarily feel embarrassed about it, but I just had to let some emotion out. And I looked down in the water and I saw Eden's bracelet that she gave me when I started rehab. And it calmed me. And I realized I wasn't alone, and that I have a lot of support, and that I can do this, even though it's hard. So I'm really grateful for that token because I really needed it at that moment. I needed something to pull me back, and it did. So I was really grateful for that. And after that, I decided I was going to stay in the tub longer than I ever had before. I stayed in for 25 minutes. And I used the time to meditate and reground myself and distance myself a little bit from some of the things I was feeling. Wish I could do that right now. But I promise not to hide what's going on. And up to this point, it's been kind of a cheerleading session. I feel pretty put together when I make the videos. And I'm not really struggling yet. I'm starting to. And so now it's like, do I have the courage to actually show what's going on inside? I don't know, but I'm trying. Anyway, the point of all that was just to sort of share with you what I don't usually show, which is how hard this can be and how hard it's getting. And I figure that people that are watching this that actually need to see that. Because if they see someone who's always put together, who has a manicured video, they're not going to believe me that I'm suffering. And it's not going to seem credible to them. And I'm not doing this so it'll seem credible. It's just happening. So it's real and it's authentic. I'm not making it up. But the point of sharing that story was I have some reminders, things that kind of pull me back when I'm not quite where I need to be. And this is one of them. It's a little bracelet my 3-year-old daughter gave me before I started my full-time rehab. And it just in that moment, I needed it. And it was there. So I was grateful for that. When you fight for your life, you have to fight every day. And little things like a bracelet or a token can make the difference between you giving more and giving your all or calling it quits. And today I just felt like calling it quits so many times. And when I needed that support, it was there. So don't discount the simple little things like bracelets or playlists of music or spiritual sources of strength. They matter and you're going to need them. So as you fight for your life, make sure you have little things that pull you up and keep you going to help you maintain the fight each day.